Welcome to MTN Products, how to install and use the AquaCafé Residential. This revolutionary beverage system brews coffee, tea, and other hot beverages and dispenses both piping hot and chilled water from one unit. In this video, you'll learn the key steps necessary to set up and use the AquaCafé Residential. When transporting the machine, be sure it is always in an upright position. To open, cut through the tape and across all seams on the bottom. Then pull it straight up and off the unit. Remove the packing materials around the machine. When placing the AquaCafé Residential, ensure the spot is level and not near a heat source. Make sure there is at least 4 inches of clearance on all sides. The unit should be near a GFCI electrical outlet. Remember, never use an extension cord. Next, set the height of the drip tray. Push the drip tray's prongs straight into the pocket above the metal clip and snap it into place. To adjust, squeeze the lever under the tray and slide it up or down, and then release the lever. To remove the tray, just pull it straight out. Next, you will either load a water bottle or connect the unit to filtration. Remember to use latex-free sanitary gloves when working with any part of the system's water source. Wipe off the top with a clean, damp cloth and peel the label off the cap. Open the door to locate the dip tube, remove any packaging materials. If the bottle is filled to the top, wrap a paper towel around the cap when placing the dip tube. Insert the dip tube carefully and completely through the no spill cap. Slide the bottle in and close the door. Connecting to a water source will require filtration, either through the installation of a single MTN Eco 3 Gold Plus flush-free filter or dual filters. Filtration reduces scale buildup and ensures optimum, long-term performance and great tasting beverages. First, ensure that the incoming cold water supply line has a pressure regulator in place, set to 60 psi. If not, install one near the start of the line. In addition, make sure there is a water shutoff valve in line located close to the back of the AquaCafé Residential. We always recommend including a leak detector as part of your standard installation procedure. The leak detector kit includes 2 self-adhesive mounting squares. These are used for mounting the detector in position. Peel the backing off one side of a square and place the square on one of the outside legs on the bottom of the detector. Repeat with the other square on the opposite side. Make sure you do not cover the absorbent pad in the center of the bottom panel. Note that you can mount the leak detector either inside the cabinet or on the floor directly behind the unit. To mount the detector in the cabinet, peel off the remaining backing on both squares and position the detector on the base at the back of the cabinet. Run a short length of water line from the water shutoff valve to the water inlet fitting on the side of the detector. Then insert a separate water line into the outlet fitting on the top of the detector. This will run to the water filter. Follow the same steps if mounting the detector outside of the unit on the floor. To start the filter installation, open the door and locate the mounting rail at the back of the compartment. Remove the 2 wing nuts on the rail. Then, locate and position the filter's C-clamp assembly. Undo the screw and disassemble the 2 parts. Place the mounting section on the rail screws and tighten the wing nuts. Next, attach the C-clamp to it with a single center screw. Using a single Eco 3 Gold Plus flush-free filter will simplify the installation process. Unlike a standard carbon filter, the MTN Eco 3 Gold Plus has an extra internal filter that prevents loose carbon from escaping, so there is no need to flush it. Remove the caps on the water fittings, then push the end of the incoming cold water line securely into the water in quick connect fitting on top. Locate the tubing for the water inlet and push the end of it securely into the filter's water out quick connect fitting. Now take the filter cartridge and push it firmly into place onto the C-clamp. You will hear it snap into position. If installing a dual carbon filter, you will need to flush it to remove any loose carbon. Take the water filter cartridge and push the end of the incoming cold water line securely into the water in quick connect fitting on top. Start by installing a short piece of water line into the filter's out fitting. Position a bucket in front of the unit and hold the short line over it. Then turn on the main water supply line. Move back to the unit and while holding the filter's short water line, turn on the water shutoff valve in the back of the unit. Let the water flow into the bucket until it runs clear, about 5 minutes. Then, turn off the water shutoff valve. Remove the short water line from the filter. Locate the tubing for the unit's water inlet and push the end of it securely into the filter's water out quick connect fitting. Now take the water filter cartridge and push it into place onto the C-clamp. You will hear it snap into position. After the filter has been flushed, fully plumbed, and positioned in the C-clamp, turn on the shutoff valve behind the unit. This will fill the filter cartridges and the unit's cold and hot water tanks. Check that the hot water switch on the back of the unit is in the off position. Then, plug the unit into a GFCI power outlet. This instantly activates the control panel, and after a short pause, the hot and cold water tanks will begin to fill. A flashing water bottle light indicates there is a water source problem. Check the water bottle level and the feed tube to ensure it is not kinked. For filtration applications, ensure water is flowing to the unit properly. The AquaCafé Residential features an intuitive touchscreen control panel. At the top, the teacup button is used to select beverage serving sizes. It is also used to set the unit to dispense the hottest water temperature. To dispense the hottest water, the teacup button is first pressed. When the dispense button stops flashing, the hot water button is pressed, then the dispense button. The hot water button is used for standard temperature hot water dispensing. It features a child safety lock that is released after pressing for 1 second. For cold water dispensing, the cold water button is pressed, then the dispense button. The brightness button adjusts the level of illumination on the control panel. The water dispense button is the final button used for every application. Cold water is the default setting, and the button's unlock indicator ring will be blue. If the teacup or hot water button has been pressed first, the indicator ring will be red. The water bottle light indicator flashes if there is a water source problem. Once the water pump stops, place a cup under the nozzle and press the dispense button. Water will dispense from the cold reservoir. Next, press and hold the hot water button for 1 second. The dispense button will turn red, indicating the system is ready to dispense. Note, the water will not be hot at this point because the heater switch is still turned off. Once you have successfully dispensed cold and hot water, turn on the hot water switch. The switch will light up initially and then go off after the water reaches operating temperature, which is about 185 degrees for standard hot water dispensing. The AquaCafé Residential generates a second, hotter water temperature for brewing perfect barista quality coffees or cooking soups and noodles. For these applications, piping hot 198 degree water is ready to go in just 1 to 2 minutes. Now it's time to test the brew process. Lift the handle and place a touch capsule in the holder. Pull the handle down into its locked position. If the cup size button flashes, the cup is not inserted properly or the handle is not locked down. Release the handle, reposition the cup, and try again. Select the serving size by pressing the touch button until the lights for the desired size are illuminated. For a 6-ounce serving, the small cup light illuminates. For 8 ounces, the small and medium cup light up. With 10 ounces, just the medium cup is lit. For a 12-ounce portion, the medium and large cups light up. And for the largest 14-ounce size, just the large cup is lit. When the dispense light is solid red, the system is ready to brew. Press the dispense button and the brewing process will begin. If the dispense light is flashing, the water has not yet reached optimum temperature. Wait for it to stop and then press. A brew cycle takes about 45 seconds to complete. When finished, simply lift the handle, remove the touch capsule holder, discard the used capsule, then replace the holder back into the machine. Note, the machine will not brew without the holder in position. The AquaCafé Residential is now fully installed, tested, and ready to go. The amazing AquaCafé Residential, part of the MTN Products family of quality water coolers and beverage systems. MTN Products, reliably serving a thirsty world.